Well, it's a big day for Manchester United today. David Ornstein, Bomber, Carlos Baleba, Manchester United. Here we go, won't be too far away. What are your thoughts? Are you happy with Baleba? Because Manchester United have moved very, very quickly on this deal. It's £60 million plus £5 million in add-ons, amicable conversations going on between all parties now. I mean, Baleba would swim up the M6 to Manchester, we know that. But look, there's a lot to unpack there. Before I get into what my thoughts are, and they haven't changed. I think a year ago, he looked like an exciting signing. This summer, he looks like a huge risk. The facts are he couldn't get near the Brighton team last year. The facts are he played really bad last year. The facts are we are actually technically overpaying. He's not a £60 million player, not if you saw him last season. But you've got to back new signings. I have to, you know, I never wanted Lukaku. I never wanted Matic. I never wanted Fellaini. But when they put that Man United shirt on, there's really not much point in like moaning about it. You've got to hope that the miracle happens, and it is a huge risk. And but look, I look at where we were last year, and I agree. I mean, I think that there is a player there, but it's a prospect. It's a work in progress. I don't think you drop him in. I mean, look, Santos and Baleba are both prospects. You can, I literally was talking about this last night. Rightly or wrongly, Faval's won. Faval has won. He's obsessed with prospects. A lot of us like that, but it's not always about prospects, is it? Kone, Faval didn't want. He wanted somebody who he could build into something. And I think Sir Jim Ratcliffe likes that, because if Baleba comes in at 22, does really well, and United aren't doing well, you sell him for £100 million in 3 years. So we're clearly going down a road here. Tielemans gives us a bit of experience. Santos and Baleba are prospects that could, and hopefully will, become really good players. But this is the update out of nowhere, really. Bomber, Man United closing in on deal to sign Carlos Baleba from Brighton. Man United offered 60 million plus 5, which is below Brighton's valuation, but amicable talks continue as all parties. Well, oh, sorry, I thought we'd agreed 60 plus 5. So it's below what Brighton want, but talks continue amicably. This is David Ornstein in The Athletic. It's 50-50 in the chat. Are you happy with Baleba? Happy 50%, not happy 50%. Look, I think in fairness, there's two things I have to say here, and this is not me backing down. I'll go through. I think when someone's going to be a Man United player, it's very different to whether they should be a Man United player. So look, if he's going to be a Man United player, I firmly believe we have to back him and hope he does well. And also, I think the other thing I would say is that it's the last 2 weeks of the window. It's not our fault as fans, but we're literally in the panic area now. If you'd said to me in May, it's going to be Baleba, Tielemans and Santos, I'd have gone, that's a little bit underwhelming, really. That's a little bit underwhelming. So our star signing, I mean, look, let's go back here for a minute. Remember at the start of the summer, we had top tier midfielder, mid-tier midfielder, and lower tier midfielder. So we were thinking maybe Ederson, Mateus Fernandes, Tchouaméni, or, you know, Santos, Tonali, Anderson. You know, we're thinking stuff like that. I wasn't thinking Santos, Tielemans, Baleba, but that's price-wise what we're going to get. We're going to get, well, technically Tielemans, Santos, Baleba. Baleba's coming in as our #1 signing, which is our most expensive signing. And also, does it not throw our summer plans into disarray a little bit? Because if you're spending 65 million, 70 million, 60 million, whatever it's going to be on Baleba, does he not have to start now? Are we not benching Santos for Baleba now? I mean, you can't really spend £65 million on a player and sit him on the bench. So I don't actually know what the plan is here with Baleba, because I sort of thought it would be Santos and Tielemans or Mainu, but I think he's got to go straight into the team now. So look, in a way it's exciting, but I can't deny there is an element of Concern. As I said, if you watch the channel, I think a lot of people thought, oh, he's going to go mad. If you've watched the channel over the years, once they're going to be a player, I'm a firm believer that you have to back them and hope it's going to work. You know, I didn't really think we should go with Carrick, but now he's here. I want Carrick to do well, but this is an interesting one. This is a very interesting one. But what I would say is we didn't put ourselves in this position as fans. I think with 2 weeks to go in the window, we have panicked. We are now doing something that apparently we weren't going to do. We don't want to overpay for players. I'm going to be very, very clear, because I said this in April, May, June, July, and last week. If you want the honest valuation of BALEBA, it's 50 million. He's not. Why is he worth more than 50 million pounds? Like, Santos had a better season than him last year. Yes, he had a very good season the year before, but last season he's getting benched by James Milner. He's getting hooked after 60 minutes when he starts, or he's sitting on the bench. He had a crap season. Really bad. That's a fact. He had a crap season. There is a player there. There is a prospect there. There's a lot of work to do, but there is a player there, but he's not 60, 65 million pounds. I mean, all right, you might not want to pay 80 for Scott, and you might not want to pay 85 for Mateus Fernandes, but they're starters for Bournemouth and West Ham. This is a player that had a really bad season, and you're going to give Brighton 65 million quid for him. That's overpaying. That's desperation. That's panic. So it better bloody work, because I'll tell you what, this signing, I don't think this signing is going to get so much scrutiny. It's unbelievable. Like, it's literally make or break. This deal has to work. If it doesn't work, I think it sinks Carrick, Ineos, Faval, the Glazers. I think this deal is our biggest deal of the summer. It's got huge risk. It's in the last 2 weeks of the window. And if they get this wrong, it's in 4K. Because there's no way that BALEBA was our target going into the summer. Because he's desperate to come to Manchester United. If BALEBA was our number one target, I'm interested to see how Man United and Wilcox are going to paint this picture when he signs, because we literally could have signed him on May the 1st. We could have signed him in June, July, and we're signing him in the last 2 weeks because we're desperate. We're panicking, and we've gone for a player that last year we wanted, but this year we didn't. He wasn't even in the top 5 of our list. So, look, I'm not surprised by it. Let's hope it's going to work out. We wanted him last summer, which means some people in the board like him. We weren't anywhere near him all summer because of last season, and now with 2 weeks to go, we've decided to go back in. This fits in exactly with what I was saying last night. With Kone, you've got a couple of people on the board who want him. With Tyler Adams, you've probably got someone on the board who wants him. Same with Sander Berg. Same with Alex Scott. You've got all these midfielders, but nobody can agree. I think what they've done is they've gone, well, we wanted BALEBA last summer and we all agreed on that. Let's go for BALEBA then. Let's see what we can do with Brighton. And Brighton have probably said, I mean, why have Brighton dropped their fee from 80 to 60, by the way? I mean, why have Brighton dropped their price by 25% in a year for a 22-year-old? I mean, do we want to talk about that, or should we leave that? Why are Brighton happy to take 60 for a player that they wanted north of 80 for 12 months ago? So there is a lot of risk, but I'd still say, one, when he signs for Man United, we've got to hope it works out. And two, I mean, there's people talking about Mason Mount as a midfielder. I'd take BALEBA every day of the week, so